So there are two ways to get the first 10 customers for your product-based side hustle. Now, one of these ways is hard, but it works. It works relatively quickly, you know. But it might damage your taste for business. In fact, some people might be so discouraged that they they say they're never gonna do a business. They're not interested. The other way is easy and it's fun, but it takes longer. However, it builds the foundation for a really successful long-term business. So let's go with the hard and fast method first. So the first method that you could go about getting customers, the first 10 customers in your product-based side hustle, is what's known as cold outreach. And cold outreach is where you're going to write emails to potential customers of your side hustle. So let's say, for example, you've been building a software as a service application. Then the way that, or potentially maybe you've been building some kind of e-commerce store, selling some kind of hardware product or something like that. So what you could do in both cases, or whatever your type of product that you're selling is, you're going to go their scraping tools and databases that literally have collected emails of prospective customers for just about any category of products that you could think of. So they have databases of businesses, but they also have databases of individuals, and based on like job titles and things like that. So you could target the kind of person that buys your type of product, maybe based on their job title, or maybe even based on demographics and other geographical data, like what city they live in, maybe what their age is, or maybe their gender, right? Like you could, if you are selling like fitness equipment for men, then you could be able to target such a demographic based on those characteristics for your exercise equipment. Now, the way that cold outreach works is you're gonna write emails to these people individually, manually, and try to get them interested in your product. Now, as you can imagine, this takes a long time. Like if you gotta get in touch with 1,000 prospective customers, writing 1,000 emails manually and customizing them, because you've got to customize it if you want the end user to see it as like, okay, this is a personal email and not spam. So that takes time to customize that. Writing 1,000 emails takes a long time. So this is why this is so hard. And it's why you literally could be spending months sending out emails almost into the void. Although, of course, you're going to get responses back from some people, but the response rate is gonna be low, and the positive response rate again is gonna be low. So this is why this method is hard, but it works relatively fast, because if you get lucky and you connect with the right person who just happens to be looking for that type of product, you could send out emails this month and maybe have somebody buy within just 30 days. So you've got your first customer, and then you ramp up, and maybe you get your first 10 customers within 90 days. So that's the hard but fast method. There are also tools that automate email for you, that automate cold email, so you can actually scale it up. So that's the hard but fast route. Now, the slow but fun and a really sustainable long-term model for acquiring your first 10 customers is what's known as personal brand. This is where you're going to share content around your particular product online. So you're going to go on TikTok, on Twitter, on LinkedIn, on Instagram, on YouTube, on Medium, and other social media platforms. And you're going to start talking about your particular type of product and how it solves the problem that it helps users with. So you might be talking about your fitness equipment and how this is, designed to help make working out fast and safe and and easy. And so you could talk about how your product literally helps people achieve their fitness goals. Now, with personal brand, you're likely not going to be making any sales at all for potentially the first 5 months to 6 months. But this time is time that it takes for you to build up an audience of people that are interested in your type of product. And then after 6 months, when you have an audience, you're going to see sales start coming in. So they're gonna come in slowly at first, but they're gonna come in an easy and fun way because you're not having to manually reach out to thousands of people and having most of them say no or just completely ignore you. Here what's gonna happen is that the leads that do come in are very interested. They already know about the product since you've been talking about it for so long, and when they buy, it's not a hard sell. It's very easy to get those sales and to be able to close those sales. And also what this does is that it creates a brand presence for your presence in the market, where a lot of other people that you were never gonna speak to one-on-one eventually become aware of your product and your brand. So if you actually want to build like a long-term big business, like to the $1 million mark and things like that, this is the thing you want to do. Because with cold outreach, the minute you stop cold outreach, nobody knows about you, nobody hears about you. Whereas with personal brand, you can even go a month without doing any marketing activity, but because your brand is presence is so out there, people are still discovering you and your brand just keeps growing. And then when you restart your marketing activities again, it just keeps growing bigger. And this is how you can literally build a brand that's known nationwide or internationally. So those are your two options. Obviously, the option I recommend is option number 2, because this is the way that you actually build a sustainable business long term. Now, if you need some resources to help you with your side hustle, you can also check out my free resources. The links are in the description.